doing? This is Tom. This is Tom's Radio Room Show. Oh man, I've been struggling. Would you believe I have the fan on? Let's see, it's 7 o'clock in the morning here in Clearwater, Florida, and it's already 83 degrees. So I have to have at least a fan on, otherwise I'll just pass out. So the other thing is, this is a this and that show. Kind of bring you up to speed of what's happening and what's going on. And I believe as of May 1st, I'm not going to be able to access that part of YouTube where you could add annotations. They said it was going to go away May 1st. This will be my first video in May, and we'll find out. So I've got to come up with some kind of intro that identifies my channel, such as doing this little thing here, but that took me too long, so that's probably not a good idea. I'm going to have to make a little sign that I can put and display for the first 5 seconds or so. So that's where that's at. The other thing is, I've been, and let me go over here, I got my other computer on over here that I've been using SDR Sharp to look for new frequencies on the VHF and UHF band. Now, I did several videos on what I called the business band, but it also included the marine band, and found some interesting things there. So for the past couple of days, I've been doing some searching on some other bands, particularly I went back to the military air band, which is like 280 to 400 megahertz. After about a total of 3 hours of scanning and listening and whatever, I heard one brief transmission from a military aircraft. Now, I thought I would do better than that because, well, just across the bay is MacDill Air Force Base, and maybe they operate on the lower VHF band. I know I looked up on Radio Reference the frequencies they had, and they had frequencies for communication with the towers and air traffic control, and sure enough that was on the lower bands. I haven't tried those recently, but I was trying to find some communications with the Air Force Base in the middle of Florida, and it's called Avon Park, and there is actually a big bombing range where they practice bombing, and I was hoping to get some communications from the aircraft in there, figuring the aircraft are up in the air, so their antenna is way up there in the air, and well, I failed again, still failed. I'm just going to have to move closer, that's all. I tried, what other band did I try? I did not try, one person suggested that I try 900 megahertz and higher. Up in that band, there are some utility services, local utility services. For instance, the local power company is up there, but they're on what's called a trunking system. So if you try to listen to them with just a regular analog radio, or an SDR, you're only going to hear parts of the conversation, because in a trunking system, they bounce around from frequency to frequency as they're transmitting. And there's a system that does that for them automatically in their radios. So if you try to tune one of those many frequencies, they may be 10 frequencies that they're using, you'll only hear part of the conversation for a couple of seconds, and then the controller for the trucking system will switch them to another frequency. That way they can get more communications in a limited number of channels. there is actually a program that you can use 2 dongles, 2 SDRs, and have it track those systems. And I don't know, I've asked a couple of people the question on the internet, do those 2 dongles have to be the same manufacturer, same product, or can they be variable? Because I don't think I have any 2 dongles that are exactly the same or closely the same make and manufacturers. I don't know if that's a requirement or not. So anyway, that's where that is. So I haven't tried 900 megahertz and up. Trying to think what else I tried. Oh, I tried, which again, I thought there would be some traffic in this area. Right now in Florida, we're in a drought. We're in a major drought. We have fires burning all over the state. And there used to be a frequency or a set of frequencies that the the brush fires and those kind of people, what do they call those people? I've forgotten. But those people that go out and fight fires, not the local fire department, but those people that go out and fight fires in the woods and stuff like that, they used to be on a set of frequencies. I thought I could capture some of those. So I think it was, memory's going, my memory is really going. But anyway, there is a band of frequencies, and I scanned those frequencies, heard nothing, absolutely nothing. So that was a failure. And that's why I haven't had any videos lately, because I just haven't had much success. So the other thing I've been doing, since I'm not doing too good at radio, is I've been looking for books, ebooks about this hobby, or things are about gadgets too. I'm just going to show you what I found. I'm not going to review any in this show, but I will be doing some shows reviewing some of these ebooks. So let me just show them to you right now on my tablet. Oh my gosh, I should have cleaned it. And I got to get away from that reflection. Now we got to zoom in. That's where is the zoom button here. I am so disorganized. What is my tablet that dirty? Oh, it's reflections. Okay. So I think if I go this way, yeah, that's probably better. And then if I turn it on, maybe some of the reflections will go away. Now, what did I do with that on button? It was just here a second ago. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. So here's my collection. Maybe I can zoom in a little more. It's kind of washed out. Oh well, let me see if I can change the lighting a little bit. I'm sorry if you hear the fan in the background. I'm sorry, but if I turned it off, I'd have to go in the house. Let's see. Lights. I think this is a light. Yep, that was a light, but it didn't help. That's not a light. Yeah, I mean, it works. Yeah, let's turn the lights back on then. Maybe we need more light. God, why is that so bad? I'm sorry for that. I thought I had it focused, but gosh, it looks terrible. Anyway, we'll do what we can. Okay, here is one I believe I reviewed. This is a ebook on how to listen to the world. A lot of good general information. They're showing the Sangean ATS 909X, and it's not just about that radio. It's about listening to shortwave in general. Okay, so that's that one. Let me just open this for a second. I think I did a review of this. Let's go to the beginning. Cover. I already did that. Okay, so that's where we are. So I want to go here. Here is the table of contents. I don't know if this is probably not showing up very well. But it's I'm just going to read some of the table of contents and everything. Getting started with HF, shortwave and ham antennas, digital operating on the ham bands, all the many digital modes, and so on and so on. So let's go back to the library. So I think I reviewed that one. I'll go back and check. If I haven't, I will. Here's a book on the Arduino little computer on a circuit board. I've got one of those. I did a few videos on that. I'm still learning, so I haven't progressed. Here's a book on electronic projects. This is a revised version. I don't think I've reviewed that one. I will review that one. I do have an Echo Dot from Amazon, and I'm always reading all the latest books on how to use it. I've done a couple of videos. I'll get that. I'm gonna get a drink here for a second. Stand by. The old man needs a drink. Love tea. I love iced tea. So I'm always looking for books on the Echo Dot. I did a couple of videos showing some things you can do with it, including learning for your ham license. There is an app, or they call them skills, to learn that teaches you. It's a tutor for studying for the amateur radio exam, and they have ones for each of the license class. What I'm working on is general class. Okay, this is a new book that somebody sent me. It's called Utility Planet, and let me look at the intro here. And maybe I need to go back. Oh yeah, I need to go back. About this book. Okay, this is taken from a monthly column appearing in the new Spectrum magazine, which I've reviewed, and so this is a collection of articles from that magazine and a whole bunch more stuff included, and it's about utility radios. And let me see if I can find. I was trying to see if it said. I don't see it, but utility radios is stations on the HF band that provide general information, like they provide weather reports, they provide weather faxes, they provide communications on certain things on the HF band. So it's kind of everything but the broadcast HF frequencies about those things. Gosh, I'm struggling this morning. That's a good book, and I'm going to review that one. Thanks for the gentleman that sent me that one for review. And we'll go back to the library. Here's a Raspberry Pi book. Again, I have a Raspberry Pi, still learning. Here's another book on Raspberry Pi. Here's a book on the SDR, software defined radio. This is a pretty good book. I believe I did a review of this. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go back and look at my videos and see which of these books I've reviewed. This is a very good book. I did a review on this. The Hobbyist Guide to RTL-SDR. Very good book, especially if you're just getting started into this. Very good book. This is a broadcast guide listing whatever for international shortwave stations by Van Horn. He's done many of these. He's written articles for various magazines for years. These are always good. Here's another book on software defined radio. I believe I reviewed that one. Here's a book on antenna basics. I did review that one. And then there's some other junk stuff. Oh, here's a book on Echolink. If you're a ham and want to get into digital modes, this is a great way to go. The one thing I can report is that the local ham club, which I belong to, has gotten their Echo-Link system back on the air. I gave them a computer because the computer they had failed, and they used that computer to set it up, and now their Echo-Link is working again. And I'm going to do another show on using Echo-Link. And then here's a book on hacking. What I mean by hacking, what I'm looking for in this type of book is ways to fix computers. Not hack them, but fix them. And turns out that under this subject, hacking, is where you can find information about fixing computers, believe it or not just hacking computers. I hope I explained that away. Anyway, so that's where we are in our books. Like I say, I'll go back and see which ones I reviewed and which ones I haven't. I will continue to try to scan the bands, the VHF and UHF bands, using SDR Sharp and that plug-in called Scanner. Also, I added another plug-in, which is a audio recorder. And again, this is a plug-in for SDR Sharp, and it takes a little while to get it set up. Like most of this stuff, there's very little documentation. I have gotten some help from one of my subscribers, and I've gotten it working. And so now I've got the scanner plug-in working, and I've got this record plug-in working. And the record plug-in, once you get the options set up, which is not that easy, you can get it to record stuff that the scanner is stopping on. And it will only record that stuff. It won't record just continuous. That's what I've been looking for. So I think I've got the tools now in SDR Sharp to do what I want to, which is to do a standalone scan and record the time and date and frequency, because this record program creates these individual files, and the file names can have the frequency in them. And when it skips, one of the options is when it skips and goes to another frequency it stopped on and records some time, and you can designate how long you want it to record or how long you want to wait before it starts recording. All kinds of options. I don't have it tuned up the best, but I've got it so it's functional. And I'll go over that. That's one of the things I'll go over, is that I'll try to go over it. It's got so many functions that I probably will fall short of explaining it properly. I know. Okay, so that's about it. That's where we're at. If you have anything you want me to discuss or to try or whatever, please let me know. I've been watching for new radios on Amazon. Unfortunately, my Amazon store, which you can go to and purchase things through my store, including things that are not in my store. And the way that works is you go to my store and you can select an item, and it could be an item that you don't particularly want to buy, and then you select, I think, buy or something. That takes you to the real full-blown Amazon store. So now you're working directly on Amazon. But because you went through my Amazon store, it's a website, that's all it is, it's a website, I get credit for whatever you buy. If you buy birdseed, I get a small percentage credit. I get a credit, I don't get money, I get credit. And then I can use those credits to buy things on Amazon to review on my shows. So I'm looking at this one radio. Another gentleman on his YouTube channel did a couple of shows on it, and he really liked it. He was really impressed with it. It's on. This is where I'm struggling. On Amazon, it's $25. On eBay, they're selling it for as cheap as $16 with free shipping, but it takes 6 weeks to get it. And if it don't work, you throw it in the trash because you can't afford to try to mail it back and get a refund. So I'm going to opt out for the Amazon, where Amazon has a very good return policy, and if it doesn't work, and when I say it doesn't work, the problem with the radios from China is they don't have good quality control. So one person can buy a radio and it turns out it's a fantastic radio. Another person can turn around and buy the exact make and model and it turns out it's got problems. Right? That's happened to me. It's definitely happened to me. So with Amazon, even though you have to pay more, if it doesn't work, you can send it back. Now this is only $25, so it's not a big deal. But unfortunately, my sales through my store have been kind of puny. And I have to make a minimum, I believe, of $10, accumulate a commission of $10 before they'll give me a credit. So, like, I got a notice the other day that I have some credits. Well, I went to go see what I got in the way of credits, and I couldn't find it. So then I went and looked at what my sales were. My sales were only, my commission from sales was only $7. You have to have a $10 minimum, so I didn't get a credit. So I don't have any credits built up yet from Amazon. Not a big deal. But if you have a chance, please go to my store. The link to my store is below every video I do. You have to page down in the description, because the typical description you see under a video is just a couple of lines. There's more below that. So that's what you have to do. You click on my store, you go to my Amazon store, you either purchase something in my store, and most of the stuff in my store is related to shortwave listening, ham radio, scanners, gadgets, test equipment, that kind of stuff, books, stuff like that. Like I said before, if you don't see anything you want, you can select an item. I guess I didn't finish my discussion. You can select an item, you go to Amazon, you click the link to go to Amazon, therefore it's noted that you came from my store, then you delete that item that you didn't really want. And then you can go purchase what you wanted, birdseed, watermelons, whatever. And then I get a commission off of those items. That's the way it used to work. Hopefully it still works that way. Anyway, if you do that, I really appreciate it. I know it's extra effort. There's no additional cost. It's just like you went to Amazon directly, except I get a commission because you went through my store. So there's no extra cost. If you have a problem with a product, you deal with Amazon just like you would. So I have no inventory. I do no shipping. It's just a storefront to go to Amazon. That's all it is. Okay, I babbled enough about that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.